Hey, so Castle, I've been willing to ask you about something very important. Can I ask you real quick?
All right, I already know.
Oh, what do you know?
Want me to be on your podcast, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna do. This time on Virtual Voices Podcast, I'm here with Castle. I hope you guys do enjoy this podcast. We're here making dumb skits, but also having the best of times. I hope you guys do enjoy this, and please take a listen, take a watch, get off your seats, and enjoy the show, because here we're gonna listen to a great mastermind of what they can achieve and what have they done to achieve this. So see you guys later. Man, this literally has been a show stopper. When I say this, I mean, it's been too long for all of us as friends and stuff, for being here and stuff, to see the show still go on. And it's kind of crazy to know that, like, you are still making the worlds and you're still doing this stuff. And I remember a long time ago when we first hung out and stuff, and that stuff was just nuts, dude, about seeing how just the progression of what you've done for the world and for yourself too.
Yeah. It's been really good. It's definitely a lot of responsibility. It's just because of when you work with lots of people, you know what I mean? Instantly just jumps the responsibility up when you're trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it brings
it's layers, you know?
Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Yeah.
Ogres? Wait, I don't know the reference.
You don't know the reference? Oh, no, you don't know the reference? Like, ogres have layers. Onions have layers.
It's Shrek.
It's Shrek.
Okay.
It's Shrek.
It's
Shrek.
Okay.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. So, let's see. Yeah, no, it's been way too long. I remember when I first showed up to your world, and I don't know how, I don't know why, and I still trying to figure that out, is how I even got in your world. And I think it was just a random lobby, and it was a drinking night. You know, and I think I met up with,
I remember.
Yeah, it was a drinking night, and I was hanging out with a couple people, and it was this one group called the Gaggle Gang, and the Gaggle Gang was a little small group with St. Sean's, and just met a whole bunch of just individuals. And just I remember one time when I was drinking, and someone was like, "Hey bruh, you need to get 10 shots in your mouth right now, dude, and drink them all." And I was like, oh my god. And I realized that was like, holy shit, I should have never done that. That was insane. It was an insane moment. Yeah, it was funny though. We had a good time.
Not the first time I've seen that though.
How many clubs have you how many clubs have you ran in your club?
So the Oasis is 43 worlds in size. A good portion of them are actually private residencies, but a lot of those private residencies are also used as clubs. At one point in time, I was working with maybe about 30 communities. It was a stupid number, but now I'm down to around 15 to 20, I think. But honestly, I haven't really done a proper count. And that's all different communities. This is not like you know,
like all together. It was
not together. Separated. These are people who don't really know each other. They didn't know each other for a little bit. And again, it's a little bit different when you're a club owner. You tend to sort of, you know, meet all the other club owners and stuff like that. So they tend to know each other. But like, there were times. I mean, we're going back Gaggle Gang days. So Bike Lobby, Gaggle Gang, St. Sean's,
Oh yeah, dude. Jesus, dude. I
Dude, I
that
still
is
see Fury.
such. Still see Fury?
Yeah.
Oh wait, like wait, Fury form?
Yeah, I still
Yeah,
see
me
Fury.
too. Oh my god, yeah,
I
no,
hung out
Fury
with him
form.
IRL.
Oh my, what? Oh my god, dude, just hearing about Surf and then hearing about Fury form, hearing about you, it's weird because like I met everyone from that club, dude, and just seeing all those like, if I can find some videos and stuff, it's really cool because I remember showing up to the worlds of you having just
Closure
like
wants to join us.
Closure wants to join.
What's up,
Closure's
Closure?
on me.
Yeah, he is.
Yo, what's up, Closure? You were already on the podcast. Get out of here.
Yeah, you already got it.
You already got it, bro. You already had your chance, bro.
What do you want?
What do
Two
you-
interviews now?
You want two
Like, what do
interviews,
you-
man? You want to try to get two interviews? Like, what do you mean? You don't want a two interview. He's like, but I want to be on the podcast with Castle. Nah, dude, this has been such a story, dude. And honestly, it's already been 2 years already, bro. And crazy thing is,
Longer than that.
yeah, no, for me. No,
Oh.
it's been way too long. And I remember just going to the intro of the club and just like, there was it was a black dark room. It was really black, so you didn't really like understand it. You just gotta find the button to the right side. It was like an elevator, I guess, kind of thing, where like it was like such a dark
and then
room, and then you gotta find like a push a button. It was
Are
like,
you sure? Are you sure that was the first? Because I'm thinking that I remember hanging out with you in the old original Zombie Doll Lounge days. And that's where
that too,
that's
yeah,
where I
that
thought
too.
Yeah, that's kind of where like we didn't really work directly with. I'm pretty sure Gaggle Gang was hanging out around those days as well, but maybe it wasn't as. I don't know. It's a little bit of a blur.
It's a lot to see the progression and stuff, and just seeing how when having that start of just like, because I don't think you started making. Oh my god, I think you only had like the room, like you have the elevator thing, then you had like the middle of it where it had like the Patreon stuff. It has like a cylinder. You had like around it was like there was beanbags, there was a mirror, and then when you went around it, there was literally like a staircase. There was some separate rooms, but you couldn't go in it yet. That was like, it was closed off. And that's what's funny is like I remember that still, just seeing like how that was going from there, the mind and creativity. That was, people were just fucking
nostalgia, man.
And then seeing how like that became a pool party. And just meeting all those people, getting to know like other people as well, and kind of getting that just the progression, meeting a lot of friends, meeting new friends, old friends, and just going to back in the old days on like where it was, of how that nostalgia came into play. Of, I wish everyone that knew that day would, like, you had filled up lobbies, bro. You had filled up lobbies, everyone would be there, Zoomy Air would be the DJ and shit. Like, everybody, you still fill lobbies. And it's crazy to see that progression still commencing. So, what is about this that you can tell me about how you started? How did you start did you get into music first, or did you get into 3D modeling?
Well, I'm a game developer, so I never really got into music.
Okay, so tell me this. So where did it all start when you first had, and like what was your goal in life when you were little? Like, did you want to become a game developer all the time?
Oh my god, yeah, I was always in the game development way early. Never really knew how to get into it though. You know what I mean? Back in the day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're talking way long time ago.
Like 2010, 2015. Oh man.
No. I'd say go back about 15 years, probably 1990s.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, that's crazy. That is insane, dude.
That's
awesome.
My first experience with game development stuff was in the Atari.
Oh,
when we were using those, when the floppy disks were actually floppies.
Yeah, the floppy. Oh my god.
Where a magnet was like, oh my god, what are you doing? Stop! Put that weapon down.
The magnets. I have a magnet.
Yeah, I have a magnet.
I mean, I'm not all the way down there yet, but I know, like, I remember my high school had floppy disks for like 3D animation, 3ds Max and Arcade Design. I was like, what? We have
Yeah.
those floppers, bro? Yo, that
Yep.
was kind
I
of
still call
cracked
them
though.
floppy, even though it became like
Floppy.
hard. They're like the little ones. They still call them floppy because they're floppy
Yeah,
on the inside,
yeah.
not on the out.
No, that's
Oh,
just you said.
weird.
I'm a
Like
little
the first,
about.
what was that? The first games I remember like really getting addicted to was on the NES. Was like the first Nintendo. Like
Oh
Atari was
shit.
pretty cool, but it was so early.
The NES is like the big like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
when
shit my
that's when
pants.
yeah that's when it all came together. I don't know about shit my pants. Well, maybe I don't know. Zelda was pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, Zelda was like, yeah, man, Zelda was
Yeah.
a non-stop popped off game, bro. Like the nostalgia to it was because of the pixelated, like not the pixelated, the blocky form of it was just so like, it felt nice to see the
Yeah, it was.
progression of that stuff.
I mean, that was like the beginning of a fucking lot of stuff right there. I mean, we're
Oh
going
yeah,
way back, but
yeah.
like
Even
that
when
was
like
yeah,
even
that
when
was
graphics
crazy.
were even thing, yeah. So
Yeah,
if you're telling me it was that old, if you're telling me that
graphics
if
were.
that was that far of how you started with game development,
Oh, I didn't really start into game development until around '93, and that was probably with
93?
Doom. Yeah, Doom. I
Oh
started making Doom
shit.
maps, got into that stuff, and then from there it was like, what else? I got really really well into that, and then that kind of spiraled everything because um it was the first time that 3D gaming became a thing, right?
Oh
Now I understand
shit.
a lot of people. I mean, yeah, sure, you can say that Wolfenstein was but Doom was the first one that really did something that was
Yeah,
like,
Doom was another like
yeah,
was a hitter. You know, that's where like
yeah,
when you started getting into games that actually had a story to tell, but not just a 2D form, but a 3D form because a a,
where
a
was a real
characters
experience?
it was a real
You know
experience.
what
Like
I mean?
you literally became like you were literally bringing in a three-dimensional platform that
Yeah, you had
now
to
you have
memorize
to
everything a different way. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
wasn't like grabbing Nintendo Power anymore. It was a completely
No.
different thing. You couldn't memorize the code so you can get the 30 lives or whatever. No, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no. This was the first time this shit actually got real.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It was
this
like,
is where
okay,
like
this is
yeah,
pretty interesting.
yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? So then I learned everything from there and studied like how all of that was progressing and everything like that and got really really into it.
Yeah,
So,
everything you start will always have a point of how well, of course everything is how you start. You start with something, you learn with something, and you progress as you go. So when and how long was this? How long have you been doing this for?
oh, Doom? I mean,
No, 3D stuff. Or I guess like
oh,
that stuff, I guess.
over 20 years, I
Over
guess.
20 years?
I'm 44 now.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Long time.
Long
Long,
time,
long,
long
long time.
time. Honestly, it's more of just seeing the progression of how you started with creating. How old were you when you started doing Doom?
Probably around
19,
13, 14,
thir-
something like that.
13, 14? But like
Yeah, I think. I'm just going off of memory. It was probably somewhere like mid-teens. You know what I mean?
mid-teen days, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
wow, that is insane,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it
So
was crazy.
with this with the from the experience that you have, well, was there ever a time where you had a difficult time on bringing your 3D experience to another potential level of getting better? So say if there was Doom and the next became Mario, the graphics got a little bit better, and then it became the Wii. You know, from there, there's a lot to talk about this, but was there like what is the
Well,
time that
that's
you?
when I had a falling out with the consoles, right?
Oh,
Once I started getting into Doom, and then I started experiencing the beginnings of what Carmack and Romero were referring to as sort of the what was it? The metaverse, right? I mean, it
mm-hmm.
goes way back, and they were talking about this stuff from a long time ago. They made their games moddable. In other words,
Oh,
user-generated content was becoming something that I got a chance to experience for the first time. changed everything. People were making mods. They were adding new guns, new monsters, new worlds. Like people would be making Doom maps and releasing them on the internet, and you can just download them, and see like what's the
Download 'em,
cool
yeah.
new Doom maps. Yeah, and you put up a
Yeah.
Doom map, and you know what I mean. That was the first time that whole treadmill began, right?
Yeah.
The whole concept as it.
Honestly. The concept with
Yeah.
that was vast. Like to know about mods was something that's you can literally customize anything. You can literally take those assets, put them in your own game, and put it in as like your own. And like as everyone does this, it's like it's now easier. You just grab
Yeah.
the game, put the mods in, you're good. But back in the
Yeah.
day, it was such a different experience of seeing how you could progress throughout that time. And
So
from Mhm.
yeah. So so that's around Super NES times, and then I split off and went into the PC direction in
Oh
terms of
shit.
personal computers, 486s, Pentiums. We were just getting into that. Then when Quake was just starting to kind of
Oh shit.
rear its thing, and like that changed everything because it was actual 3D, like actual 3D, not pseudo 3D that Doom was.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
yeah, and then that's when you started to see the deforming. Actually, this isn't not irrelevant to the current discussion. And if we're going to talk about virtual reality, we're right back at those days technically right now. We're repeating all of it.
Pretty
It's happening
much.
all over again.
Pretty much. Like we're starting with something like virtual VR has kind of started where like you had this much experience in the 3D modeling stuff, which you had to start with like your blocks
Mhm.
first, kind of make a world, and then you had to bring in what you can achieve. I mean, you don't want to bring in like crazy amount, like a million polys in one world, because that shit would break and shit. Because you start slow by making you
Used to
bring
measure
in.
polys in the hundreds. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. The 100 poly count, the faces.
Yeah.
Then as you went through this whole systematic of the VR stuff, you started going slower and trying to see if you can build up a lot of the memory to it, and see how much you can push through your worlds, and see how much you can get to. And now we have worlds that can cap up to 80 people. And now
It's actually
because we
pretty
have
impressive.
yeah, it's like 80 people. So you think of it, if you think of 80 people,
hmm
they all have virtual reality headsets.
hmm
Mostly all of them. A lot of them don't want to wear it because they're lazy. Maybe they just don't have to because they want better frames. But in the
hmm
sense of that, if you think about all the people that go into your world or go into the worlds that you hang out in with your
hmm
friends, and everybody has a VR headset, it's just insane. Like you could be in a room full of everybody. Like imagine you go into a party, right? And you're with all your homies, all 80 of your homies in one room.
hmm
And imagine all of you in that same room, not even headsets on, just in the room hanging out. And it
Yeah.
feels like it's a different experience. It feels like, imagine all your yellow friends are in this room right now. You could talk with everyone. They would like you.
hmm
They know who you are, and be the same IRL. It's crazy. But
hmm
with this 3D stuff, you had to start with somewhere to start making little adjustments as you go, because VRChat has been here since 2017, but they've kind of achieved what you just said, which was the building blocks to what you did as a
Well,
game. And
anytime you have an environment with user generated content based around new technology, you have to understand that there's a new paradigm that's going to happen.
yeah,
And
exactly.
honestly, most of the things that are currently holding the space back right now are software related. It's not hardware.
Oh yeah. I remember with that too. When I first joined VRChat, I heard a lot of people talking crap that VRChat, they oh, this is funny. I hope Tupper doesn't know this. I'm gonna he's probably gonna know anyway. But
Probably gonna see
if
this.
he's probably gonna see this, be like, man, look at this fucking punk. No, there was one time where like VRChat had a vacation with like however much money they had, and they never updated their game. It's like, bro, you could use that money to update your game, get better shit. And it's funny
Well,
because
there's a positive if the devs are slow. the
Yeah.
things that they gotta give the community enough tools to work with. When the devs are
Yeah.
slow, it provides a breeding ground for better and better modding. Which when I
Yeah.
say modding, I mean that in the general sense. I'm not talking about clients. I'm talking about mod
Like legit
community
modding,
actually,
mod community. Yeah.
adding things to the game, making their own worlds and stuff like that, right?
Right.
If the
Right.
devs are too prolific in terms of the things that they produce, then what'll end up happening is they'll release a patch, it changes the code, now all the worlds are broken, now everybody's got to
All
fix
the
their stuff.
world, dude. Oh my god, I
Yeah,
remember the war. Oh man.
yeah.
So here's a question. Here's a question. Pretty good
Mhm.
question, honestly. Um. Okay, so pretty much with your world, how many times have you updated it? With every bug, like how many? I'm pretty sure you've updated it a million times. But what I'm saying is, from all the updates and stuff, was there ever a time where you just
Nope.
felt like there was? Have you ever felt like you just wanted to give up and wanted to just be like, yo, dude, I'm done with this fucking world?
Why? I ain't even
Why?
done. Yeah, this
You're
is
not
just
even
getting
done.
started. Yeah, I'm just now getting the tech that I need to actually do what I was
Well,
planning to do the entire time.
what I meant to say was there
Yeah, this is everything up till now is silly.
like was there
This
ever a
was just
time where
getting
you felt
started.
like you wanted to just like you just felt like because the VR chat is like because back in the day, let's just say this is that VR chat wasn't as it is now. Like you have to get the updates on your computer and all the bugs and the fixes and stuff. If you're not experienced in this game, if you're not experienced as like a world creator or like know about code, I feel like there would be a lot of technical difficulties. And
Oh
some
yeah, there's
people
a lot
just
to
throw away
learn.
the project. Was there ever a time where you wanted to like throw away the project
Nah,
because it was so no? Okay,
nope.
okay, okay. So you kind
I
of
knew
rolled
exactly
your
what I was
way
doing.
in. Yeah, so you kind of rolled in the way that you knew what you were gonna do when it
Yeah.
came to like, oh, these bugs because they always hit the updates. Yeah.
Yep. I know what to do. The only thing is that I never really expected to get as far. And I got to admit, like at first, like I was just enjoying VR chat for VR chat for a good chunk. Like I got into things, I started noticing things around the Knuckles incident, and around then it was
Yeah.
the big streamers and everybody that was bringing all the attention towards the platform.
Oh hell yeah,
And then
dude.
at that point, I was like, wow, I need to really be paying attention to this. This looks like something that's interesting.
Mhm.
User generated content, new technological advancement that is a different thing. So it's something new, right? And it actually doesn't suck now, and you can actually do stuff with it. Oh, okay. This is just the very beginning. Like we're just okay. It's time to get in.
Yeah, no, no, no. You right now, like I said, it's always been kind of like you have to you gotta let it cook. You gotta let it cook.
Yeah.
Gotta let it cook because if you don't let it cook,
Ah,
then
the
it's
cook
gonna be
process.
either it's only gonna be overdrawn or it's gonna be less. But what VRChat's doing has been a lot through everyone's shoulders, and honestly, the devs, we as much as shit you get, we honestly like appreciate this because they come to our clubs, they come to your club, yeah.
The devs. A long time ago. I don't know if they come anymore. I was critical about the EAC thing, and ever since then, it kind of caused
The
But I guess
backlash, yeah.
but to be fair, everybody was critical about it. I didn't like how they handled it. I don't like how
I
they
mean,
stunted growth. Like
yeah,
at the time, so like I'm all about progress and I'm all about taking things in the correct direction. My
right.
my take is that while EAC was beneficial in terms of stopping client users, ultimately it was going to be a very difficult thing, but they actually did accomplish that. But it also stunted progress, and progress right now is more
Yeah,
important
yeah,
than comfort. We are not
yeah.
in a time where we need to be comfort. Comfort
No.
is after we establish things and we
Right,
actually
right.
figure out how this shit actually works. Making it so that a specific mod that can change the way everybody plays the game entirely and stunting that is more harmful to the space long term than some stupid kids that you can just ban because we are using groups anyway. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right,
You know,
right.
sure, they can do a lot of things, but a lot of the things those clients were able to do weren't really that dangerous. After the 2021, you couldn't really do as much damage. Like, they did actually secure VRChat fairly well, in my opinion. and the most that they were able to do was very, very specific attack vectors that were very much, very solvable things. I mean, they were
Yeah,
solved. We solved
I
them
think
with the
they just
mods.
want. I think they wanted to get that kind of EAC thing to be that big of an issue because everyone was complaining about the people like crashing them and shit. That was the
Oh, yeah, but the
biggest.
thing is, it doesn't solve that.
Doesn't solve it.
Avatars
No, no.
crashing. Yeah. Well, to be fair though, if a client rolls up and RPC spams everybody to death in the lobby, then the
They can
lobby's
kick
dead.
them. Oh,
You can't kick them. No, no. Once that happened, it was over. Unless you had a way to stop the RPC spam, right?
right.
Yeah, which means that you really didn't have a recourse. But the fact that that would actually be a thing, that attack vector was solvable for a number of ways because it was already solved by the mods that were
Right.
available by the modding community. So the arms race was already being handled like that. Now I completely understand the devs were 100% right in terms of wanting to get control over that, but at the same time you have to understand that like we're so early right now. Like there's a lot of things that were going on, like ease of use and things of that nature that should have just been added to the client or to the game itself as a way to attack the client users. But at the same time, I
Right.
mean, ultimately we're in this situation right now where I haven't seen a client user in like 6 months, and I watch. I know exactly how to find them. I know what they're doing, and they're not around. So
Yeah.
either
It.
they're afraid
It's.
or oh god, they're gonna watch this interview. Fuck. Never
Oh
mind.
no. Never mind. They're gonna watch this and be like, Castle, we want all your client users to come in. Like, we
No, I
got you.
don't.
No, hell no. Watch.
Continue staying away, please.
Well, the benefit of it for this is pretty cool because now we actually have a good structure of like we've accomplished something that was a big issue to the community. But I think you're right. When you still are not capable of knowing what you're
Yeah, we don't know
you're
what we're
not
dealing with
comfortable
yet.
Yeah, we don't know what we're dealing with yet until
Yeah,
the
we don't know.
biggest
We
thing
don't know.
happens.
We don't know everything that's. We don't know like how this is
I
actually
guess
going to pan out. So
I guess the EAC was kind of like a protective layer that, hey, let's just try it out. It's not gonna harm us.
no,
It's more of
I mean, it's their platform. They did it, and Epic has been really diligent about getting making it work, so that client users were basically destroyed, and here we are. I don't see them anymore, so problem solved, I guess. The thing is, though, is that right now I want progress.
yeah, progress
You
is
know what I mean?
definitely a biggest turnaround when it comes to making something that's unique as what you can do. And honestly, it kind of does a little bit lay down a fence, but it's fine because it will be adjourned when it comes to a better these are some big words, bro, honestly.
I
um
mean,
but like you will take the initiative and you will take the time that you will do, and there will be a time where you will think of something that no one else has done, and you're going to try it and it will
mhm.
work. And when I say that, I mean take a risk on what you can do and see if you can try things, because I feel like you're the kind of person that just does it. And if it doesn't work out, you'll fix a little bit around it and see where it goes. And now we have ChatGPT, so I feel like there would be an easier way on like you could help
Honestly,
yourself.
I'm more like I just need this and this, and if I had this, that's
And you
all I
need
need,
this.
and I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
naming any examples, but like world permanence, the ability to store, to read and write to text files externally, right?
Right,
That right
right, right,
there would
right.
change the whole thing. We wouldn't even be playing the same game anymore. As soon as that
It's
happens,
crazy.
it's yeah, and I get it. The devs are afraid that it's going to spiral out of control. Fair, but at the same time, I mean, you own the platform. You can make money still. It's
Yeah.
not like but then again, who knows what's gonna happen, right? It's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
Pandora's boxes everywhere, and everyone's afraid to open one.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
exactly, exactly. I mean, but honestly, I
That's
think
why it's
what's
exciting, actually.
it's kind of like it's hard to stay where you're at as a game developer,
Mhm,
or not a game developer, well, as a person that updates this game on the SDKs a lot or
mhm.
something. I feel like now it's not as bad because they're getting more to know about their SDK. But the last thing you want to do is have another drawdown of their world's going to be fucked up. You know,
Mm.
because that way people are, because that's the biggest thing is if you get the SDK messed up, then you're gonna get fucked. Like I remember the time when
Oh,
the
you break the
emotes were like, I
yeah.
remember the emotes were always the opposite. Like there used to be purple thumbs down things, and I was like, is this the new emote for the new Rave world now? And it was like, bro, why are you throwing pie? And I'm like, I'm not even throwing pie, dude. Like, what do you mean? I'm throwing like a hands up. And he was like, stop throwing pie. And I'm like, that was so long ago. But so tell me about this is with the progression of what you had as a 3D game developer and stuff. Um, what have you? This is where you come in and you bring in your world, and this is where like I say the thing I'm about to say right now. Okay. So,
Mhm.
what have you progressed with what you have achieved with all this knowledge, I guess, and what have you really made for yourself that's very passionate for you, for the
Well, I didn't make it for
community?
myself. What's interesting about this is that this is the first time that I fostered a community in this way. I've never really seen anything like it, you know? So we all get to experience, this immersive world, you know what I mean? Where we're all able to communicate with each other as though we're in person from all over the world. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I meant this as like your world,
Mhm.
like your world, like for unless that's what you're doing.
That's what I am.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
You're
so
good.
sorry. I thought like his okay, let me let
'Cause
me let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that then.
Mhm.
Um my panties were showing. Whoa. Oh, okay, cool.
Just VRChat problem. Hashtag
Just VR
VRChat.
chat. I,
Yeah.
pretty much, pretty much. I have this. It's always VR chat. It's just VR chat's problem. I'm lewd. Oh no, my pants are showing. My butt's showing. Oh no, VR chat. Oh no, VR
Yeah.
chat's problem. Oh no, my dick got clout. I'm stupid.
I
My
remember
my dick, bro.
when first person shooters were first out, people were saying they were too niche, nobody will ever actually play them. They'll never
Oh
be
shit.
popular because blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It was like fighting against it was watching something new that was really cool and everybody was passionate about it, but nobody the vast majority didn't get a chance to actually experience it until like the fucking
Right.
early 2000s, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's
No, I
like,
definitely get
yeah.
that. I get that. So, from the amount of time you take on however many projects you've done in the past, of how much experience you have as your 3D development of what you've achieved by your assets to creating models to, I'm guessing, even coding, what have you made that pretty much you've done that is like your passion project, even for
I
VR?
mean, this is definitely a passion project, but it's also a way to pay the bills at the moment, which is surprising.
That's
It
insane.
shouldn't be.
Whoa.
It shouldn't be surprising, but um
I feel like whatever you've done so
it's a
far
departure from what I'm
has
normally used to. I'm used to
it
working in the AAA game industry. That's what I used to do. Or
see
when I worked with and I worked in the indie space for a short time after I did the thing. I worked on Subnautica, and then I got to experience what
whoa.
that was like. And
How
like,
was that?
uh, s- um, so I guess there's a really big thing like when you're working on something, you don't know if this shit's ever gonna be popular. You
Mhm.
don't know. You
You don't
have no
know. I
idea.
feel like I
It's a
mean
big
some
ass
old
risk,
games,
right?
some
Like,
old
so
games are
I'm
the
just
best
working on this
games.
game. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I'm just working on this game, I'm just doing this thing. And I thought it was really cool, it's a cool project. I didn't realize it was gonna be nearly as popular as it is. I mean, that's
Mhm.
on me, right?
Hey, I
But
mean,
like,
however
eh,
the advertisement, it's not. I mean, you just make the game. That's all you do. You have one
yeah, just
job,
make the game.
but what's cool is whenever you make these games, I feel like the progression is still you learning about new things and someone
Always.
out there
Never stops.
always never
Never
stops.
stops. Never
So
stops.
what is something that you've made? Is there is there a world that you have that you've made in virtual reality that you have as a passion project?
I mean, the Oasis is a passion project. It ended up becoming what puts food on the table, but at the same time, it's not just about me anymore.
You want to show
You
us
know?
that world?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's where that comes in. That's where that comes in. I was like, oh yeah, hey, let me just show you the world. But no,
We probably went way over time, huh?
no, 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 no. You're good. Right now we're at 35 minutes.
Mm.
So what we're gonna do is I'm going to pretty much bring this into uh we're gonna get a good space in there. I wish Zombie Doll was here, but it's fine. We'll just start with you, talk about what
Mhm.
your experience was, and then if anything, we'll get Zombie Doll in this, and then the other person. But or
You think
there's
zombie?
only you. And, huh?
As I mean, there's no reason to bring zombie into this.
Okay, that's fine. We could just me and you.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was just doing it for like more of the world reasons, because she's done the world thing. But if
Mm-mm.
anything, we don't really
That
need
was
to.
all me.
It was all you. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
I
Let's
built
go.
the
Let's
entire
go.
Oasis. Well, most of it. I'm getting more help lately. That's the
Ooh.
thing. There's more people who are stepping in and helping me now. And now I'm
Whoa.
throwing small amounts of money at people, and they're commissioning, and
So
it's
so you're telling me
accelerating.
so you're telling me you don't need an editor. You're telling me that you don't need an editor to advertise your shit, huh? Because I'm the kind
Well,
of editor that
advertising
does
is
your
always a
shit.
welcome thing. What do you mean?
I can make killer TikToks with your world, bro. Honestly. Can I get a
Damn,
job, please? Can I please? Just beg. No.
not not yet.
That's a lot of rooms, dude. Honestly, to see how you can build this up to be part of something that's in one world and stuff, and still have crazy megabytes. And I'm pretty sure that took a long time to really achieve that goal, to optimize, but also building in one whole like city.
Yeah.
And so,
Eh, you build a
yeah,
little
like,
bit at a time,
yeah, no, that makes sense, and
or a
stuff.
lot at a
And
time, but
you honestly have to progress through the whole situation, because you can only do so much in one world.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
how did this
Yeah.
start with you getting into the rave scene and stuff? Like, what was this inspiration? What was the idea about it? And what brought you into this kind of method of just, I think I want to build a club? Like, how did that happen?
We were mostly just kind of being degens, escaping reality for a little while there, and just enjoying VRChat for as VRChat was. And eventually, I
Oh yeah.
started getting involved with world development. I don't
Oh
know. There was
really?
a interesting point in time where I had a lot of spare time because I had rolled off of working for Nerve Software, and I didn't really know what to do with myself. So I don't know. It was kind of an interest. It was interesting. It was, I don't know how to describe it, but it was definitely early days VR chat in every possible way. But didn't
It's a
really ever
good.
get too far, you know? Or like
I feel.
it didn't really get
Mhm.
serious. Yeah, yeah, go.
No, I feel like the passion project became something that you actually like doing. And honestly, from the amount of work that you put in from your last job or your job you have now, has given you the experience and given you the time and need that you have learned so much, that you brought something that could be possible to VR. And honestly, I feel like this world is something that you've took a lot of time in, and it's been a couple years. It's been a couple years, and honestly, like, this is probably the only world that I
A
know.
little less than 2 years. It's next October will be 2 years.
Oh shit. That's awesome, dude. And
Yeah, so it's year and change at this point.
that's crazy. And to see
Just for
that
the
this is
Oasis
just
stuff.
literally just one world, and
Yep,
it's just
whole thing.
keep going. And that's what's crazy, is I don't really see that ever, and this is how unique it is. And
It's hard
when
to
do
do.
oh
You
yeah,
you you
no,
can't approach it a certain way. You have to know what you're doing.
yeah, you
There's a lot of things that you can do wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah, no,
And
you
even if you do it right, it's a heavy cost,
like,
right?
what's the next what's the next thing you should be thinking about every time you make another part of the world and stuff. Like maybe you'll add like a blimp, or maybe you'll add like something that's really unique to this, but have it to where like you either have multiple instances in one whole room. I mean, multiple places that you play at. Because I'm guessing you have people you book as DJs to come in this world
Mhm.
simultaneously too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone at
That
a
is
location does its own video
insane.
player.
So, to give you guys a little rundown about this and stuff, so VRChat has a cap, a data cap, right? Or no?
Yeah, there's a data cap, but I don't know if that's relevant. You're talking
Uh,
about, like, the number of videos that can be playing at once?
yeah, yeah.
Actually, we can get 3 or 4 video players going
With
at the
the
same time.
with
And chill out, we can
yeah.
get 20 of them. That's what I was told. 20
Okay,
videos at
so
once.
back in the day, there was a time where you had to basically pretty much use the microphone when you play
Yeah.
music to making it where you can stream and chat on Twitch to where you can
Mhm.
play music. And now you have a thing, I think it's like CDNs or CD, I don't know,
Yeah, the
CDN player.
VRCHAT.
No, yeah, VRCDN, to where you can simultaneously have people playing their DJ setup accurately versus live
Mhm.
streaming it now. Because that back
Yeah.
in the day, we used to just have it to where there would be a lag spike and everyone would be still not resynced, and now everything's kind of more accurately. And honestly, having everyone in the world with like 4 or 5 DJs playing it at the same time is crazy.
Actually, the video players were working really well even back then. We just didn't really explore a lot of the developments that have been in VRChat have been sort of emergent. Like the video players are actually pretty good for playing like Twitch streams and stuff like that, even years ago.
Oh,
Um,
no doubt, no doubt.
and you were still able to resync them and kind of worked pretty well even a long time ago. We were all doing what we'd call mic spamming. We would just use a amplified microphone and put somebody and they would DJ that way, and the video players wouldn't
Ooh.
be used at all. And that was like the first times people actually did that, and like we didn't really advance it um until later, and then we started using Twitch streams and not VRCDN. VRCDN didn't exist. VRCDN didn't even exist for a good chunk of this time. I think the VRCDN didn't even come in until 2021-ish, maybe
Oh
2022.
wow.
No, 2021. Yeah,
That is
shish.
insane. Like that is such a crazy thing to even hear about, cuz like it I'm trying to make it I'm trying to dumb it down so everyone can understand that a video game takes progress. And honestly, with these mods that we have in this game,
Mhm,
you as the world creator and also the person that makes this world come alive is you are trying to do trial and error to see how much you can put into this world, and to see how you started it into where you've kind of achieved your goal now, that this world is literally something that you are making out of your own time, out of your own money, and
mhm,
using uh your own kind of world to make this possible. And and all it took was 20 years of your work to get you where you're making this game or this world make you money. And
yeah.
from all the people out there that like see that Castle has made an achievement, I know it sounds cringe, but they've wanted to do this for a while, and now they're making a lot of money out of this, which I'm guessing, right?
Nah, good money, good
Good
money.
money. Good money to survive.
Yep. Mhm,
Hey, that's good though, still, because you put that as a portfolio. You honestly have built something that a lot of people would want to make and stuff. And there's some DJs out there that personally are here to make money off of their DJ sets. Some of them won't even make money. A lot of them are passion projects. A lot of them are just music. But honestly, like, I guess having the feeling that you like to do this stuff, you honestly love this, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah, I love it. I loved it back in the day when I was doing first person shooters for the first time. I love it now.
That is
Get
crazy.
into something new, you find an angle, you find something that develops emergent game development through user generated content, and it develops in such a way around the new technology, and then it determines how everybody else is going to utilize the technology later on. Like the
Right.
stuff that we're doing right now is gonna echo a long time, like,
Oh
decades
yeah.
probably.
Yeah, it's probably
A lot
gonna
of
be
stuff that's going
something
on
way
right
more
now.
advanced. Yeah, no, most definitely.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I have two more questions. So, what brought you into the VR scene? Yeah,
Uh, Honestly, Knuckles.
Knuckles, the Knuckles
Yeah, I
trend.
was
Okay. I think I did
Yep,
mention about it, and you were saying about that. Then,
yep,
um,
Knuckles.
okay.
Yep, I had no
So,
idea. Once I saw that, it gave me a realization that this is something to be watching, and then I started paying attention to that. I'm very
yeah,
good about new technologies. You know what I mean?
it's
I'm very good
awesome,
about
dude.
it. I've only
S-
kind of missed out on a couple of things, but, like, for the most part, anytime a new technology is something I have a
Like
I
you
have
lay
a
yourself on that track on like new technology to. That's awesome, dude.
well,
You
yeah,
definitely
because you could
have.
see something like that. Like, this one's a no-brainer. Like, you don't know how technology is gonna go in
It's
certain
definitely going to be a
respects, but,
path. It's going to be a path of knowing like what the next
well, yeah.
achievement is, I guess.
Well,
Knowing
think
like,
about
yeah.
think about all the stuff that this affects, right?
Oh
This
yeah.
affects humans
Yeah.
on a social level. This
It
affects
does.
us. We're not just playing an experience. It's very immersive. So, like, what we're experiencing now is this changes. This is like a game changer. I know a lot of people are probably gonna be like, no, it's not. It's just, it's not really the same thing though. When you feel like you're actually there, it changes how things actually are.
Your perception of what you, I guess, understand that you've never been into is going to change how you are. And when I say that, getting a pair of legs and full body
Mm-hmm.
has changed your perception of who you are. Maybe
Yep.
not as your character, but as you as an individual.
Yeah,
And
as an individual.
some people out there wish they had legs. When I say that, I mean people have lost their legs in the war, disability
Mm-hmm.
issues, or maybe they've had some hard times. To have this, to be a half body user, now to have legs has given you the whole perception of like, I can't go a day without legs. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me. Or even the mirrors. Looking
Yeah.
at yourself and making yourself look perfect all the time. That's crazy. But to
Yeah.
have that kind of sense of like, there's important things out there in life that you need to understand is little things do matter, you know, but remember about these little things that are immersively in this game can affect you as a personality, you affect you as a person, but it can give you a second personality of who your character is, you know, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
I mean, you figure out who you are as the character. I
Yeah.
know what you mean. It's sort of
Like even like it's like you being yourself as your own character and then you being yourself as an IRL character. You can have two mixed personalities, or I don't know what it's called.
well, one way to think about it is so is a self-image. When you choose how you look, people then see how you chose to make yourself look, and
Hmm.
then they view you that way, which is a loop that we never really have, outside of, like, heavy plastic surgery or something along those lines.
Pretty
Never had it
much,
to the
yeah.
extent, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's a big topic. Like, that's a very big topic. Like, go ahead and start studying now because
Yeah. Like
it'll
if you were in a room, like it's crazy. I know we're definitely probably off topic with this, but it's crazy to think about this because we're thinking of it as humans to understand that if you're a character, 1 out of 5 girls or guys, right? 1 out of 5 men, let's just say men.
Mhm,
If you were to be in this immersive avatar, be in this for
mhm,
about a good year or two, your personality, your body, and even your mind would change the perception of how you are by the people around you, by how you were treated. And as your character, you will be either confident. I think you would be more confident because when you're in a room full of people that you're kind of really fulfilled with, you have this personality that like you can either be really cocky about it or you can be really supportive about it. But it also depends on your avatar too, which is really weird
Mm-hmm.
because like if you don't look sexy, you won't have a lot of attention,
Mm-hmm.
or it's the way how you speak that will get you more attention. It's really weird. There's a lot of ways you can put it to, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying this as a way that your personality can, like you said, either your looks or your personality or your attitude can be the way that people can see you as and hang out with you more, or, the way you look, it really just depends on a lot of things, but your personality is what can change your persona of yourself in life. I don't think I'm going the right path. I think it's like almost, it's 2:30. My brain's kind of fried right now. Um,
I think
but
I know
what
what you're talking about though. And I
like
mean,
there's big things that happen in this game
I think the
can
term you're looking
change.
for is comfort, right?
Yeah,
If
comfort.
you
Yeah,
f-
comfort.
if you can make an avatar that you feel comfortable in, then you found something that you feel represents you in a way that you would like others to see you as. It's a loop that closes a loop.
Yeah, most
That's a
definitely.
very important loop. That's a psychological thing. I mean, that particular aspect is something that is extremely important to understand. Like, if you don't understand that, don't make anything in VR. Just stop
Right,
until you
right,
understand that because you need
right,
to understand that if you don't get it.
right.
But yeah.
I
So
think,
people
yeah,
choose their avatars the way they want to be seen. Others see them the way that they do. It self reinforces that image, and then they don't want to leave. They even say it in
right.
Ready Player One. People came for the, you know, the games, and they stayed because they of who they can be. You
Yeah,
know,
like
they
you have potential of what you want to become, but remember, the potential that you become won't always be there because won't always be there all the time. You have to make the attention work for you sometimes as a either content creator or like it won't come to you. The times that it will come to you is when you're with the right people. But in order for you to get more, I guess you have to play the game, you know, to get. I don't know.
you
It's
have to
it's
experience it.
weird. You have to experience it, and
Maybe it's not
it's
for everybody.
very.
Maybe
It's
there's
not for
people who will
everybody.
just
It's not for
reject the whole
everybody.
idea naturally. I don't know.
Right, right. But
See, I've always had a low risk tolerance or a very high risk tolerance, so I always get involved in things when they're new.
right, right,
So me personally, this is obviously you know what I
right.
mean? But
Yeah,
like to somebody who's just experiencing this, like they don't want to take risks. They would rather just keep doing what they've already been doing and stuff like that. It'll take a very long time before they even understand
right,
what this is like, what it's
right.
actually like. You know what I mean?
And
I don't know.
it's a very crazy game that you're getting into. But remember, there is the right places to go to is to know that the right places to go to is to find them in the right places, not in public lobbies, because there's only going to be so many people that are actually making this as a like the club scene. I feel like has a very professional but also very comfortable sense of being around people that actually are willing to either help you or be your friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
And that,
there'll be a
yeah,
point where most of us, I think it's already true for me. I think the vast majority of people that I know now view me this way,
yeah,
as this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's how I am recognized. I am
You are,
recognized by the vast majority of people that I know, and I meet lots and lots of people now. Well, it's, my
yeah,
line of work and everything like that, naturally speaking, I know, it's like hundreds of people a night sometimes. It's ridiculous
yeah,
if I'm busy. Even on nights when I'm not even social, I end up talking to that many. So
right,
it's very different. It's hyper social.
yeah,
And you can easily find yourself in a situation where people don't even know what your physical appearance actually is.
Right. Some people
And
have that. Some people have that kind of sentimentality. Is like they want to see what you look like to see, because it's crazy. It's crazy. Some
Mhm.
people will be like that. So this is
Yeah.
the last question: is what is something that you can give anybody that's gonna be a world creator, an avatar creator, or even a game developer? What is the most hardest thing that you can tell this is
The
what
hardest the
the
hardest
hard like
thing?
what's the hardest thing that you've encountered that, or what is something that you wish you could have done earlier, I guess,
Hmm.
to kind of know like what like you could have, or like, or to know something about yourself that you never thought you've ever grown or ever done before, that like there's a lot. I know that's a big question to kind of get yourself into.
It's weird because I think that most people, as soon as they put that headset on for a couple of nights and all you need to do is get drunk with your friends one night
Right,
out
and
at
then
a club,
you're hooked.
and then you're likely to get the idea, or at least understand what's going on, right? So like, there isn't a whole lot that I wish I knew from the beginning. I mean, hmm.
If you're a world, let's say this, if you are a world map creator, what
Mhm.
is something that you want other people to understand about your maps? What is something inspiring that you want everyone to know about your map, the maps you created? And
Well,
if you were in a classroom, what would you tell them?
a big part a big part of society will give you this illusion that if you do something it won't matter or it won't have any effect. It's not true at all. If you're in your early 20s, even if you're older, like, you can affect a lot. You can do a lot. And honestly, don't ever underestimate yourself.
Yes, I definitely agree to that, because honestly, a lot of us, I mean, I've had a lot of inspiration before in this game to where like you can have the achievement of benefiting yourself by looking in a way that you wish you could look, and to benefit your friends, to benefit yourself. This social platform is here to socialize and understand that you are here to be, well, sociable, but also to have these friends that you never could ever have. And having Castle here is definitely somebody that I could say that a lot of valuable information to talk with them about, but also somebody to maybe get to know them and know about who they are and about their story. And honestly, this has been a long time, and Castle's one of my really good friends, and I'm willing to know about. I'm sorry. What I'm saying is, from the past that we all been through, from our past relationships to maybe one of our oldest friends that we've ever had for a long time, and it's been 2 years. Somebody that I can rely on is Castle to be there for me if I ever need questions, and so do you as well. So at the end of the day, know maybe a little bit about the people that made these maps, because you never know what might be behind their story, and especially for the Virtual Voices podcast. I'm your host, Bleach Streaks. I'm here with Castle. This individual has a lot of information, or I'm sorry, has a lot of unique information that they're willing to spread their wings to give you guys, I guess, a show, and also their world to be a huge asset to the VRC Raves community. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is their Discord. If you guys haven't joined it yet, this is their world, and I hope you guys really enjoy this. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Please like and subscribe. Did you have a good time?
I had a good time.